What's up, moviegoers? Welcome to the Markio Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony. In today's episode, I'll be talking about the fourth entry in the Child's Play franchise, Bride of Chucky. Now, as you see, it's not titled Child's Play 4 because Chucky gained such a notoriety that they gave the main character his own title in the movie, so it's called Bride of Chucky. Now, I have to admit, this is definitely a callback and homage to The Bride of Frankenstein. And the interesting factor about this movie is that the film picks up 1 month after the events of the third Child's Play movie, even though this movie was made 7 years later. Now, unlike the first 3 movies, this film entirely focuses on Chucky and Tiffany. Now, Tiffany is Charlie Ray's former girlfriend and accomplice. Now, Tiffany acquires Chucky's remains, stitches them back together, and via a voodoo ritual, revives Charles Lee Ray in much different form. So what happens? Chucky kills Tiffany and then transfers her soul into a bride doll. And the two so-called weird maniacs force a young couple to bring them to the grave of Charles Lee Ray, where Chucky plans to use a voodoo amulet to finally get a new body. Now, this movie takes a turn because this movie is not a horror movie at all. It's a comedy movie. It has nothing to do with anything. They even reference their own stupidity and parody of it. Don Mancini did write the story, which is great because he did return again to the franchise. But it does not continue the concept of a child being possessed by a doll, but it just mainly focuses on the character of Chucky and a new character, Tiffany, played by Jennifer Tilly. The movie was released in October of 1998. It's 89 minutes long. The budget was $25 million, and it grossed $50 million. So it made its budget back and then added another half. So, yeah, that's it's interesting. The great callback to this, there's a scene where Chucky kills an officer played by John Ritter, and he shoots nails into his face. And Chucky says, "Wow, that looks so much familiar." And the reason he says it is because it looks like Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies. So basically, they're making fun of horror movies and they're making fun of their own genre of movies, which was good. The whole concept of this movie was really weird. I didn't like it at all. You go from a fantastic first movie to a solid second to a terrible third to even a worse fourth movie. And good thing it was 89 minutes long because that's all it needed. But the weird thing is that Chucky and Tiffany have sex as dolls, and it's weird to see. And in the end, Tiffany does give birth, and that's the whole movie, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens. So this is going to be a very short episode because I don't have anything else to say. It's basically, and one of the characters who plays one of the couples is Katherine Heigl, who is known for her Grey's Anatomy fame. Of course, like you all know, like big name movie stars in Hollywood start off in horror movies, and it's interesting to see Katherine Heigl in this movie. It's probably one of her best roles that she's done. But the interesting thing is that the movie was a semi-hit at the box office. Critics didn't like it, and some critics did like it. But the interesting thing is that the way they cross-promoted this movie was so weird. To promote the film at the time, Chucky made an appearance on an episode of WCW Monday Nitro. He interrupted a promo between Mean Gene Okerlund and Rick Steiner, and in addition to promoting the film, he mentioned that he was hoping for Scott Steiner to win an upcoming match between the brothers. So I don't know how they got Chucky on WCW, but I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I remember seeing that, and I was like, what is that? What's happening? All of a sudden you hear the laughter and you see Chucky. It's like, oh, wait, time out. And then you thought, Chucky was going to wrestle, but good thing he didn't, because that would have been a shit show and would have been hilarious, and definitely would have brought the movie down a lot. But this movie is fun to watch because it's just a comedy. It's some of the stuff that Chucky says is weird, but it makes sense. And seeing Jennifer Tilly in a role like this was great. I have a huge crush on Jennifer Tilly, and even though she's a out-of-this-world actress and, very underrated, she does take on weird roles. This is one of her weirdest roles that she's taken. And basically, she's taken this role and she's actually made money off of it. she is Tiffany. She is this character, and anytime you see her promoting it, you know, she has the doll with her, or she looks like the Tiffany doll, and it's just fun to see that an actress that gets into the role like this, which is great. So like I said, this was going to be a very short episode because I don't even know what else to say about this movie. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Bride of Chucky, and if you see it as an homage to the Bride of Frankenstein movie, and do you find it being more so funny and a comedy movie than it is a horror slasher movie? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear what you think about my questions. And be sure you tune into the next episode of the Markio Podcast, where I talk about Seed of Chucky. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new videos and new podcast episodes on the Markio Productions YouTube page. And follow Markio Productions on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And follow me, Anthony, your host, on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Filmstock. And follow the Markio Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'll leave a link to all the social media accounts in the description box below. You can check it out and follow along. All right, everyone, that does it for today's episode. I'm your host, Anthony. Thanks for tuning in.
What would Martha Stewart say?
Martha Stewart can kiss my shiny plastic butt!